over the course of my long and successful career on YouTube, I have proven that PC gaming is failing, that Valve's on the way out, and that Gabe Newell is probably one of the biggest frauds in the industry. Like, he is, to a lot of people, kind of the lord and savior of Western AAA gaming. This is the guy who was supposed to usher in PC gaming into Japan. This is the guy who was supposed to destroy consoles. This was the guy who was supposed to be this, make Walmart for gaming, essentially. That was Gabe Newell's big contribution, is that, like, I created a digital storefront. Yeah. And you didn't make anything. You didn't produce anything. You are a dipshit who lives on a yacht. Okay. You are the very picture of everything wrong with game devs and everything wrong with this industry. Someone like Shigeru Miyamoto produced content for decades, all of which far surpassed anything you did. Okay. I talked a lot about, like, how Gabe Newell is a fraud and how the church of Steam is just a complete cope, how your religion is a lie, and how you need to face the facts, how you need to accept that Gabe is not God, is not a god, and that gaming is has grown and evolved without his influence, that this guy, this land whale, has never contributed anything to gaming whatsoever. I've talked a lot about all of that, but it's time to talk about the future, because how exactly is the lie going to collapse? When exactly are we all just going to acknowledge that PC gaming has completely failed and that it's not really going to go anywhere? Like, at what point are we going to acknowledge that it's too expensive, that it's unreliable, that it's just a complete disaster? Like, I think anybody with two brain cells to rub together has already realized that. Like, it's not complicated to see that, like, buying a video game console with Grand Theft Auto 6 is cheaper and more affordable than building a high-end gaming PC with a bunch of older titles. Okay, like, if you went ahead and built a high-end gaming PC for Grand Theft Auto 6, like, it's not even going to get a day one release. Like, you are better off getting a console. Like, that's just the reality of it. They are the exact same thing, but more affordable. And everyone always copes like, well, like, we have the Steam sales and we have older games. Like, hey, genius. Like, who in the world has the time to play much time it takes to get through, like, a lot of these older RPGs? Like, it took me 50 hours to get through Tales of Symphonia. It's taken me like 55 to get through. I'm like 55 hours into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm like 25 hours into Kirby Air Riders. Like, it takes a lot of time to play any of the good games on that come out. And the trend I notice with PC gamers is that they tend to, like, buy a bunch of games on sales and then, like, never really touch them at all. And if they do, it's some, like, meme game that they can stream or talk about. Like, it's kind of remarkable whenever you see, like, say, Review Tech USA's play history on Steam. Like, that guy doesn't play anything. Like, whenever you see, like, his play log, like, get leaked, it's like 700 hours in Elden Ring, and apparently that was because he just left it on the title screen for that amount of time. Like, a lot of these guys don't play games. Like, the idea behind PC gaming, the appeal of it is kind of like presenting yourself as being above, like, typical console players, but in actuality, like, they're kind of they're sophists. They are complete plebs who just want to position themselves as being better than the average gamer, but in reality don't have the slightest clue about what's actually come out. Like, so many of them are seething about, like, the Switch 2, which is still not been cracked and is still not emulatable. Like, it's remarkable to me, like, how many of these people tried to come out and tried to call the Switch 2 overpriced and the game's too expensive, when PC in and of itself is already too expensive. And now we're seeing a lot of prominent people in the PC gamer space, people like Grums, like grifters of that nature, like, they are acknowledging that the price of PC parts is going up. So no more of this coping that like, well, you can buy the best parts on sale on Good Egg, and you can build a PC that's more powerful than a console at half the price. Like that was never true, and that's going to become even less true as the price of parts goes up. That is going to be the trend. And specifically, what's going to end up happening is that people are going to become more and more aware of the downsides of PC gaming. Okay, people are going to notice more and more that there are plenty of console exclusives that never come to PC. I already brought up Grand Theft Auto 6 as an example, but Unicorn Overlord and a lot of other Vanillaware games are another good example. And of course, you have Nintendo exclusives. Like there's plenty of reasons to own a Nintendo console over a PC. Right. More and more people are going to start realizing that. And eventually, more and more people are going to realize that they are indeed wasting their time messing around with Steam, because Steam does not offer a better experience than consoles. Like everyone insists it does. Everyone insists this is some like glorious thing that's so far beyond consoles, that's so much better than them, and it's just some remarkable thing. It's not. Like the simple fact of the matter is, Steam is something that is propped up by people who don't know the first thing about consoles, who don't understand how much more affordable they are and just how much better the games are. And once the cat is out of the bag, once console gamers realize the reality of PC gaming, we are going to see more and more people clowning on them and making fun of them. How many people have we seen on my comment section trying to hype up Fortnite? Like, Fortnite was bigger than Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, no, it wasn't. Fortnite is a dying fad. 20 years from now, no one's going to remember Fortnite even happened. It's the temple run of its time. Whereas Smash Bros. And Nintendo as a whole will keep getting more and more popular. Like, it's really difficult, I think, to gauge the popularity of media like this, because we've been seeing this a lot in gaming, where people insist that like Grand Theft Auto is the biggest thing in gaming, and meanwhile, Mario Kart Wii outsold GTA 4. That's not something anybody wants to talk about or address because it runs so contrary to the narrative. But the simple fact of the matter is, Nintendo's method of building a brand and building an identity is better than that of the entire PC gaming industry. That's just the reality of it. And so what you're going to see is that you're going to see more and more of these third parties. They're going to become like more and more greedy. Okay, they're going to start getting acquired by other companies, and they're going to start scamming people. They're going to start like putting in like all these microtransactions, all this DLC. They're going to like start raising the prices on their Steam games. Like, you're going to see all this happen. Okay, and what you're going to see is that like once Gabe Newell dies, the company will immediately go public. Shareholders will start pushing to raise prices, and you're going to see Steam become more and more and more of a counterintuitive, unusable product that is in no way superior to consoles. Like, that's what you're going to see, is that you're going to see prices for Steam just keep going up, with no real regard for the consumer base or what people actually are willing to pay for, which, of course, being PC gamers is nothing, because they just pirate everything. So essentially what you're going to see is, that's the funny thing about this, like the entire cult revolves around Gabe specifically. Never mind that he doesn't own like PC gaming as a whole. Never mind that Valve is eventually going to go public. Never mind that like the illusion has been the bubble has been burst a long time ago. Like, oh, as long as we have Gabe, this 60-year-old man will be fine. Like, no, like you are in a very, very poor position indeed. The instant Gabe is out of the picture, you are going to see Valve run into the ground the same way that PlayStation and Xbox were. Without Nintendo producing the PlayStation, Sony completely dropped the ball and failed with every single one of their console generations. Like, every single one. The Nintendo PlayStation was the closest they've ever been to actually being successful, and they immediately dropped the ball when they went independent, when Nintendo kicked them to the curb, and they had to produce the machine on their own. Like Xbox has been run into the ground by diversity hires and Indians. And now we're seeing like the same thing happen to Valve, like, and like that's the funny thing about this. Like, how many people genuinely seem to believe that Valve is somehow immune to like woke nonsense, and that it's somehow like the most based developer in the industry, when in reality, I would argue it probably is the most woke. Like, I believe wokeness is like engraved in Valve's corporate structure. The only reason it hasn't become prevalent, like Valve legit. Okay, so if you don't know, Valve is structured where like Gabe Newell controls everything, and then like everyone else is like kind of equal. Like, there are no supervisors. People work on their own independent projects. They're just kind of tasked to do whatever they want. Like, it's a commune essentially. Like, Gabe Newell has essentially created this communist utopia, like cut off from the rest of the gaming industry, where people just don't really do anything. They sit around all day and like just, I don't know, update the Steam page. Like, when Gabe goes, when there's no corporate head to keep all these people in check, like, it is going to become like, it is just going to collapse in and of itself, and very, 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 very quickly. You are going to see a complete and total collapse of Valve, and it's going to lead to just the complete downfall of PC gaming, because after all, without Steam, what exactly is there to be excited about when it comes to PC gaming? Like, you're not going to go to GOG, you're not going to go to like um the Epic Game Store. Like, what you're going to see is just the last shred of credibility that PC gaming has just completely go up in smoke. Like, when Gabe goes, the entire narrative that Valve is some beacon of hope for the industry will collapse with it. The simple fact of the matter is, Valve is a nobody. They are not a major console player. They have never done anything meaningful for gaming. They are propped up entirely by non-gamers, streamers who obsess over them constantly in order to gain some ounce of credibility. Like, Valve is a complete joke, and really does need to be thought of more as everything wrong with the gaming space. Valve sucks, and it is high time that we in the gaming community acknowledge it.